the supreme point of Hinduism, is now reviving and educating the entire world about their existence, is nothing but the tools and techniques for us to achieve that goal in life, the true purpose of our life. And one of these tools, very powerful tools, is temple rituals, the temple science, which and temples literally form the core of the whole Hindu ecosystem. Everything that temples are everything that is happening in that ecosystem. Temples are the core of it, and rituals are the most powerful tools for us to connect with the higher beings, the higher super consciousness, the ultimate manifestations of Paramashiva in the form of gods and goddesses in their own unique ways, beautiful ways, rich ways. And each and every aspect of these rituals in the temples are literally celebrating the glory and the grandeur of Hinduism. And one of those rituals which we are now going to witness live from Kailasa in Los Angeles is today's whatever we have been talking about. Yes, Manoj, you can lead on to
yes, it's the Abhishekam of the final ritual of the Agni Nakshatram time that has happened. And after the Shila Kumbha has been placed, now the Shila Kumbha has been removed, and Nityanandeshwara Paramashiva is ready for Abhishekam. The Maha Abhishekam is going to commence now. Amidst the chanting of Veda mantras of Rudram, we are now going to get ready to have the darshan of Nityanandeshwara Paramashiva here in Kailasa, Los Angeles.
Yes.
ॐ नमो भगवते रुद्राज ॐ नमस्ते रुद्रमन्यव उतोत इषवे नमः नमस्ते अस्तु धन्वने बाहुभ्यामुत ते नमः यात इष शिवतमा शिवं बभूव ते धनुः शिवा शरव्या जातवत जानो रुद्रमृडजा याते रुद्र शिवा तनूरघोरा पापकाशिनी तजानस्तनुवाशन्तमजा गिरिशन्ताभिचाकशीः नित्यानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवसमारम्भां नित्यानन्देश्वरि परमशिवशक्तिमध्यमाम् नित्यानन्दपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां ललाटे त्रिपुण्ड्रीनिटिलकृततिलकः स्फुरन्मालाधारस्फुरितकटिकौ वीनवसनः दधानोदुस्त ताक्तेनानेन सकलो विज्ञेयो निष्कलः शिवः क्षित्यादिकुटिलाप्रान्तमन्त्रसिंहासनस्थितम् ॐ नमो भगवते रुद्राय ॐ नमस्ते रुद्रमन्यव उतोत इषवे नमः नमस्ते अस्तु धन्वने बाहुभ्यामुत ते नमः यात इषु शिवतमा शिवं बभूवते धनुः शिवा शरव्या यातवतया नो रुद्रमृडया या ते रुद्रशिवा तनूरघोरा पापकाशिनी तजानस्तनुवाशन्तमया गिरिशन्ताभिचाकशीः यामिषुं गिरिशन्तहस्ते बिभर्षस्तवे शिवां गिरित्रतां कुरु माहि पुंसीः पुरुषं जगत् शिवेन वचसा त्वा गिरिशाच्छा वदामसि यथा नः सर्वमिज्जगदयक्ष्मगुं सुमना असत् अध्यवोचदधिवक्ताः प्रथमो दैव्योऽभिषक् अहीगश्च सर्वाञ्जं भजन् सर्वाश्च यातु धान्यः असौ यस्ताम्रो अरुण उत बभ्रुः सुमङ्गलः ये चेमागुं रुद्रा अभितो दिक्षु श्रिताः सहस्रशो वैशागुं हेड ईमहे असौ व्योपसर्पति नीलग्रीवो विलोहितः उदैनं गोपा अदृशन्नदृशन्नुतहार्यः उतैनं विश्वा भूतानि सदृष्टो मृडजातिनः नमो अस्तु नीलग्रीवाय सहस्राक्षाय मीढुषे अथो ये अस्य सत्त्वानोऽहं तेभ्यो करन्नमः प्रमुञ्च धन्वनस्त्वमुभयोरार्निजोर्ज्यां याश्च ते हस्त इषवः पराता भगवो बप अवतत्यधनुस्त्वगुं सहस्राक्षशते शुधे निशीर्य शल्याडामुखा शिवो नः सुमना भव विद्यं धनुः कपर्दिनो विशल्यो बाणवागुम् उत अनेशन्नस्येषव आभुरस्य निषङ्गतिः या ते हेतिर्मीडुष्टमहस्ते बभूव ते धनुः तजास्मान् विश्वतस्त्वमयक्ष्मजा परिभुजा नमस्ते अस्त्वायुधाय नातताय धृष्णवे उभाभ्यामुत ते नमो बाहुभ्यां तव धन्वने परिते धन्वनो हेतिरस्मान् वृणक्तु विश्वतः अथो य इषुधिस्तवारे अस्मन्निधेहितम् शम्भवे नमः नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्र्यम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय नित्यानन्दाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। ॐ नमो हिरण्यबाहवे सेनान्ये दिशां च पतये नमो नमो वृक्षेभ्यो हरिकेशेभ्यः पशूनां पतये नमो नमः सस्पिञ्जराय त्विषीमते पथीनां पतये नमो नमो बभ्रुषाय विव्याधिने नानाम् पतये नमो नमो हरिकेशायोपवीतिने पुष्टानां पतये नमो नमो भवस्य हेत्यै जगतां पतये नमो नमो रुद्राय तताविने क्षेत्राणां पतये नमो नमः सूताय हन्त्याय वनानां पतये नमो नमो रोहिताय स्थपतये वृक्षाणां पतये नमो नमो मन्त्रिणे वाणिजाय कक्षाणां पतये नमो नमो भुवन्तये वारिवस्कृता यौषधीनां पतये नमो नम उच्चैर्घोषाय क्रन्दयते वत्तीनां पतये नमो नमः कृष्णवीताय धावते सत्त्वनां पतये नमः नमः सहमानाय निव्याधिन आव्याधिनीनां पतये नमो नमः ककुभाय निषङ्गिणे सेनानां पतये नमो नमो निषङ्गिण इषुधिमते तस्कराणां पतये नमो नमो वञ्चते परिवञ्चते स्तायूनां पतये नमो निचेरवे परिचरायारण्याणां पतये नमो नमः सृकाविभ्यो जिघागुंसद्भ्यो मुष्णतां पतये नमो नमो शिवद्भ्यो नक्तं चरद्भ्यः प्रकृन्तानां पतये नमो नम उष्णीषिणे गिरिचराय कुलुञ्चानां पतये नमो नम इषुमद्भ्यो धन्वाविभ्यश्च वो नमो नम आतन्वाणेभ्यः प्रतिदधानेभ्यश्च वो नमो नम आयच्छद्भ्यो विसृजद्भ्यश्च वो नमो नमोऽस्यद्भ्यो विद्यद्भ्यश्च वो नमो नम आसीनेभ्यश्च जानेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः स्वपद्भ्यो जाग्रद्भ्यश्च वो नमो नमस्तिष्ठद्भ्यो धावद्भ्यश्च वो नमो नमः सभाभ्यः सभापतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो अश्वेभ्योऽश्वपतिभ्यश्च वो नमः नम आव्याधिनीभ्यो विविध्यन्तेभ्यश्च वो नमो नम उगणाभ्यस्त्रिगुंहतेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो गृत्सेभ्यो गृत्सपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो व्रातेभ्यो प्रातपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो गणेभ्यो गणपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो विरूपेभ्यो विश्वरूपे क्षुल्लकेभ्यश्च वो नमो महद्भ्यः क्षुल्लकेभ्यश्च वो नमो रथिभ्यो रथेभ्यश्च वो नमो रथेभ्यो रथपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः सेनाभ्यः सेनानिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः क्षत्रुभ्यः सङ्ग्रहीतृभ्यश्च वो नमो नमस्तक्षद्भ्यो रथकारेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः कुलालेभ्यः कर्मारेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः पुञ्जिष्टेभ्यो निषादेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः इषुकृद्भ्यो धन्वकृद्भ्यश्च वो नमो मृगजुभ्यश्वनिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः श्वभ्यश्वपतिभ्यश्च वो नमः नमो भवाय च रुद्राय च नमः शर्वाय च पशुपतये च नमो नीलग्रीवाय च शितिकण्ठाय च नमः कपर्दिने च व्युक्तकेशाय च नमः सहस्राक्षाय च शतधन्वने च नमो गिरिशाय च क्षिपिविष्टाय च नमो मीढुष्टमाय चेषुमते च नमो ह्रस्वाय च वामनाय च नमो बृहते च वर्षीयसे च नमो वृद्धाय च संवृध्वने च नमो अग्रिजाय च प्रथमाय च नम आशवे चाधिराय च नम शीघ्रियाय च शीभ्याय च नम ऊर्व्याय चावस्वन्याय च नम स्रोतस्याय च द्वीप्याय च नमो ज्येष्ठाय च कनिष्ठाय च नमः पूर्वजाय चापरजाय च नमो मध्यमाय चापगल्भाय च नमो जघन्याय च बुद्धियाय च नमः सोऽभ्याय च प्रतिसर्याय च नमो जाम्याय च क्षेम्याय च नम उर्वर्याय च खल्याय च नमः श्लोक्याय चावसान्याय च नमो वन्याय च कक्ष्याय च नमः श्रवाय च प्रतिश्रवाय च नमः आशुषेणाय चाशुरथाय च नमः शूराय चावभिन्दते च नमो वर्मिणे च वरूथिने च नमो बिल्मिने च कवचिने च नमः श्रुताय च श्रुतसेनाय च नमो दुन्दुभ्याय चाहनन्याय च नमो धृष्णवे च प्रमृषाय च नमो दूताय च प्रहिताय च नमो निषङ्गिणे चेषुधिमते च नमः तीक्ष्णेशवे चायुधिने च नमः स्वायुधाय च सुधन्वने च नमः श्रुत्याय च बध्याय च नमः काट्याय च नीप्याय च नमः सूद्याय च सरस्याय च नमो नाद्याय च वैशन्ताय च नमः कोप्याय च वट्याय च नमो वर्ष्याय च वर्ष्याय च नमो मेघ्याय च विद्युत्याय च नम ईध्रिजाय च तप्याय च नमो वात्याय च रेश्मिजाय च नमो वास्तव्याय च वास्तुपाय च ॐ नमः सोमाय च रुद्राय च नमस्ताम्राय चारुणाय च नमः शङ्गाय च पशुपतये च नम उग्राय च भीमाय च नमो अग्रे वधाय च दूरे वधाय च नमो हन्ते च हनीयसे च नमो वृक्षेभ्यो हरिकेशेभ्यो नमस्ताराय नमः शम्भवे च मजो भवे च नमः शङ्कराय च मयस्कराय च नमः शिवाय च शिवतराय च नमस्तीर्थ्याय च कोल्याय च नमः पार्याय च वार्याय च नमः प्रतरणाय चोत्तरणाय च नमः आतार्याय च लाद्याय च नमः षष्ठ्याय च फेन्याय च नमस्तिगत्याय च प्रवाह्याय च नम इरण्याय च प्रपथ्याय च नमः किगुंशिलाय च क्षयनाय च नमः कपर्दिने च पुलस्तये च नमो गोष्ठ्याय च गृह्याय च नमः स्तल्भ्याय च गेह्याय च नमः काट्याय च गह्वरेष्ठाय च नमो हृदयाय च निवेश्याय च नमः पागुंसव्याय च रजस्याय च नमः शुष्काय च हरित्याय च नमो लोप्याय चोलप्याय च नम ऊर्म्याय च सूर्म्याय च नमः पर्ण्याय च पर्णशद्याय च नमोपगुरमाणाय चाभिक्तते च नम आक्षिदते च प्रक्षिदते च नमो वक्किरिगेभ्यो देवानागुंहृदयेभ्यो नमो विक्षीणकेभ्यो नमो विचिन्वत्केभ्यो नम आनिर्हतेभ्यो नम आमीवत्केभ्यः द्रापे अन्धसस्पते दरिद्रन्नीललोहिता येषां पुरुषाणामेषां पशूनां माभेर्मा रोमो येषां किञ्चन ममत् याते रुद्रशिवा तनोः शिवा विश्वाह भेषजी शिवा रुद्रस्य भेषजीतया नो मृडजीवसे इमागुं रुद्राय तवसे कपर्दिने क्षयद्वीराय प्रभरामहे मतिम् यथा नः शमसद्विपदे चतुष्पदे विश्वं पुष्टं ग्रामे अस्मिन्ननातुरम् मृडानो रुद्रो तनो मजस्कृधि क्षयद्वीराय नमसा विधेमते यच्छं च योश्च मनुरायजे पिता तदस्यामतव रुद्रप्रणीतौ मानो महान्तमुतमानो अर्भकं मान उक्षन्तमुतमान उक्षितम् मानो वधीः पितरं वोत मातरं प्रियामानस्तनुवो रुद्ररीरिषः मानस्तोके तनये मान आयुषि मानो गोषु मानो अश्वेषु रीरिषः वीरान्मानो रुद्रभामितो वधीर्हविष्मन्तो नमसा विधेमते आरात्ते गोघ्न उत पूरुषग्ने क्षयद्वीराय नमस्मेते अस्तु रक्षा च नो अधि च देव ब्रूह्यधा च नः शर्म यच्छद्विबर्हाः स्तुहि श्रुतं गर्तसदञ्जुवानं मृगन्न भीममुपहत्नुमुग्रम् मृडाचरित्रे रुद्रस्तवानो अन्यन्ते अस्मन्निवपन्तु सेनाः परिणो रुद्रस्य हेतिर्वृणक्तु परित्वेषस्य दुर्मतिरघायोः अवस्थिरा मघवद्भ्यस्तनुष्वमेध्वस्तोकाय मृडजा मीढुष्टमशिवतमशिवो नः सुमना भव परमे वृक्ष आयुधन्निधाय कृत्तिं वसान आचरपिनाकं बिभ्रदागहि विगिरिदविलोहित नमस्ते अस्तु भगवः यास्ते सहस्रगुंहेतयोऽन्यमस्पन्निबपन्तु ताः सहस्राणि सहस्रदा बाहुवोस्तव हेतजः तासामीशानो भगवः पराचीनामुखाकृधी सहस्राणि सहस्रशो ये रुद्राधिभूम्याम् तेषागुं सहस्रजो जने वधन्वानि दन्मसि अस्मिन् महत्यर्णवेऽन्तरिक्षे भवाधि नीलग्रीवाशितिकण्ठा शर्वा अधः क्षमाचराः नीलग्रीवाशितिकण्ठादिवगुं रुद्रा उपश्रिताः ये वृक्षेषु सस्पिञ्जरानीलग्रीवा विलोहिताः ये भूतानामधिपतयो विशिखासत्कपर्दिनः ये अन्येषु विविध्यन्ति पात्रेषु पिबतो जनान् ॐ गन्धद्वारां दुराधर्षां नित्यपुष्टाङ्करीषिणीम् ईश्वरीगुं सर्वभूतानां तामिहोपह्वये श्रियं गन्धान् धारयामि गन्धस्योपरि हरिद्रा कुङ्कुमं समर्पयामि पुष्पाणि पूजयामि ॐ धूरसि धूर्वधूर्वन्तं धूर्वतञ्योऽस्मान् धूर्वतितं धूर्वयं वयं धूर्वस्त्वं देवाप्रितमं जुष्टतमं वह्नितमं देवहूतममहृतमसि हविर्धानं दृगुंहस्वमाह्वा मित्रस्य त्वा चक्षुषा प्रेक्षेमाभिर्मा संविक्था मा त्वाहि गुंसिषुम् श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परम शिव शक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परम शिवाय नमः धूपमाघ्रापयामि ॐ उद्दीप्य स्वजात वेदोपघ्निर्निरृतिं मम अशोकश्च मह्यमावह जीवनं च दिशो दिशा मानो हि गुंसेज्जात वेदो गामश्वं पुरुषं जगत् अबिभ्रदग्नागहे श्रिया मा परिपातया श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परम शिव शक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परम शिवाय नमः दीपं संदर्शयामि वेद्यम् ॐ मधुपातार्तायते मधुक्षरन्ति सिन्धवः माध्वीर्नः सन्तोषधीः मधुनक्तमुतोषसि मधुमत्पार्थिवगुं व्रजः मधुद्यौरस्तु नः पिता मधुमान्नो वनस्पतिर्मधुमागुम् अस्तु सूर्यः माध्वीर्गावो भवन्तु नः मधु 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 श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परम शिव शक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परम शिवाय नमः अमृतं महानैवेद्यं निवेदयामि नैवेद्यानन्तरमाचमनं समर्पयामि ॐ तन्महेशाय विद्महे वाग्विशुद्धाय धीमहि तन्नः शिवः प्रचोदयात् व्योमव्योमाय विद्महे सूक्ष्मसूक्ष्माय धीमहि तन्नः सूक्ष्म प्रचोदयात् तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महादेवाय धीमहि तन्नो रुद्रः प्रचोदयात् श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परम शिव शक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परम शिवाय नमः सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परम शिवाय नमः कर्पूर नीराजनं संदर्शयामि रक्षान् धारयामि ॐ यत्किञ्चित् कर्म देवेश सदा तदुष्कृतं तन्मे शिवपदस्तस्य भुङ्क्षुभयशङ्कर शिवो दाता शिवो भोक्ता शिवः सर्वमिदं जगत् शिवो यजति सर्वत्र यः शिवः सोऽहमेव तु
Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nityanandam, we welcome you all back to today's show after this grand celebration that we witnessed, the Maha Abhishekam happening to Nityanandeshwara Paramashiva, the Linga, the Shiva Linga, which is literally the embodiment of Paramashiva himself. The way we offered in a grand way, the Maha Abhishekam with all the kalashas from the Homa itself, the 108 kalashas, all the energized water from the Homa was used to offer it to Paramashiva in the form of this Abhishekam. And such a wonderful blessing for all of us to witness this event, this celebration, this ritual. And we will be in a few minutes be joined again by Kailasa in Los Angeles for the Deepa Radhana. Right now, the Alankara Seva will be offered to Paramashiva, the Shivalinga, for which the Abhishekam was offered. Immediately after the Alankara Seva, we will be witnessing again the grand offering puja in the form of Deeparadhana being offered to Paramashiva Nityanandeshwara Paramashiva. So till then, till we broadcast that ritual live to you again, we will go back to today's topic on Sengol and how the concept of the Hindu rule, the Dharmic rule, which has been a very core element in the survival and the thriving itself of the Hindu civilization, the Hindu kingdoms from time immemorial, in fact, right? Till now, the Hindu civilization survives only because of the positive qualities, the aspects of how the Hindu kingdoms are run, the whole cognition of how the ruler has to govern the kingdom, and what are the traditions which mark as the remembrance and reinforcing these values, these cognitions, these powers into the current rulers of whatever time they may be, to make sure that the Hindu ecosystem, the Hindu kingdoms are running according to the ordainment of Paramashiva himself, exactly as he has described in Vedas and Agamas, not based on our own fancy or opinions of any leader, no, exactly as given in the scriptures, exactly ordained by Paramashiva himself, how he wants the kingdoms to run for the enlightenment of the whole humanity, because that is the purpose of human life. That is the whole point of being on planet Earth itself, and that's what the Hindu civilization is. It really mastered. It has science of aligning people to that goal and making them manifest that goal of enlightenment. So each and every aspect of Hindu lifestyle, the culture, be it kingdoms itself, the ruling, administration, each and every aspect of Hindu life, Hindu lifestyle, Hindu ecosystem, everything is aligned towards that goal. It's so beautiful to see. And when it comes to the authority, the ruling authority, the rituals and the traditions which mark the whole value and the whole significance and the right cognitions of how the Hindu authority, the rulership has to be practiced in the Hindu kingdoms. Sengol is a very alive and vibrant example of that we've also seen today in the inauguration of the new parliament in India. How a beautiful ceremony was held when the Sengol marking the just rule, the dharmic administration is going to be kept in the Indian Parliament. It's a very special occasion for us even to go back to the whole journey of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and how he is reviving Kailasa, and how even Sengol has been a part of his whole, even his own journey, when he was also offered and handed over the Sengol as a mark of the succession in spiritual, as a spiritual head, the current spiritual head of the Madurai Adinam, which is one of the, in fact, the most ancient religious ecosystem, spiritual ecosystem on planet Earth, right? So that's exactly the level that we are talking about. The authority, the spiritual authority, which even the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was handed over, was also marked by Sengol, the handing over of the Sengol. And it's so important to highlight this aspect of how important that Sengol is in Hinduism, in Sanatana Hindu Dharma, what it really represents. It's not just monarch, it's the ultimate authority of Paramashiva landing on planet Earth to rule over the people and guiding them back to him, back to Paramashiva in the perfect harmonious way. Right, Maharaj, if you want to add something about the whole importance of this ceremony in itself, how it forms the basis of the whole concept of kingdoms, how the whole concept of dharmic rule, what is the purpose of the dharmic rule ultimately, and how the symbol, the Sengol, is not just a symbol, it is a very embodiment of that cognition, of that, the running of a dharmic society.
Yes. Yes, Maharaj, and we have seen in all of our itihasas and Puranas that these particular artifacts or items are used for running kingdoms. If you see the very example in Ramayana, the blessed Paduka of Sri Rama is sent to by Bharata, and it is placed on the throne of the Ayodhya, and it rules, literally, it does the ruling of the whole kingdom until Rama comes and takes and does the Patta Abhishekam, or gets coronated as the king of Ayodhya. So these objects are literally energized to do the ruling themselves, and they are not symbols, but really a power, an empowerment to be able to rule, able to conduct the affairs and attend to every single person dharmically. And the dharmic kind of an environment where everyone treats each other to their highest. You are in Kailasa, beautifully, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has given a guidance when it comes to this way of seeing each other as Paramashiva, seeing each other as the ultimate, treating each other as Paramashiva, and having and being treated like Paramashiva. And that is one of the core principles that help really sustain this dharma that we are seeing the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism say again and again is the very law that is there in Kailasa, to literally know and make sure that we are treating each other as the best, as the highest, as Paramashiva himself. And that is also one of the keys of how dharma is maintained. And whenever this does not get maintained, whenever there is a dip in one part of society takes on the adharmic path, that is when Paramashiva again comes and manifests himself and revives the whole tradition again. Those and when the
ॐ परशुहस्ताय नमः। ॐ मृगपाणये नमः। ॐ जटाधराय नमः। ॐ कैलासवासिने नमः। ॐ कवचिने नमः। ॐ कठोराय नमः। ॐ त्रिपुरान्तकाय नमः। ॐ वृषाङ्काय नमः। ॐ वृषभारूढाय नमः। ॐ भस्मोद्धूलितविग्रहाय नमः। ॐ सामप्रियाय नमः। ॐ स्वरमयाय नमः। ॐ त्रयीमूर्तये नमः। ॐ अनीश्वराय नमः। ॐ सर्वज्ञाय नमः। ॐ परमात्मने नमः। ॐ सोमसूर्याग्निलोचनाय नमः। ॐ हविषे नमः। ॐ यज्ञमयाय नमः। ॐ सोमाय नमः। ॐ पञ्चवक्त्राय नमः। ॐ सदाशिवाय नमः। ॐ विश्वेश्वराय नमः। ॐ वीरभद्राय नमः। ॐ गणनाथाय नमः। ॐ प्रजापतये नमः। ॐ हिरण्यरेतसे नमः। ॐ दुर्धर्षाय नमः। ॐ गिरीशाय नमः। ॐ गिरिशाय नमः। ॐ अनघाय नमः। ॐ भुजङ्गभूषणाय नमः। ॐ भर्गाय नमः। ॐ गिरिधन्वने नमः। ॐ गिरिप्रियाय नमः। ॐ कृत्तिवाससे नमः। ॐ पुरारातये नमः। ॐ भगवते नमः। ॐ प्रमथाधिपाय नमः। ॐ मृत्युञ्जयाय नमः। ॐ सूक्ष्मतनवे नमः। ॐ जगद्व्यापिने नमः। ॐ जगद्गुरवे नमः। ॐ व्योमकेशाय नमः। ॐ महासेनजनकाय नमः। ॐ चारुविक्रमाय नमः। ॐ रुद्राय नमः। ॐ भूतपतये नमः। ॐ स्थानवे नमः। ॐ अहिर्बुद्ध्याय ॐ स्वात्विकाय नमः। ॐ शुद्धविग्रहाय नमः। ॐ शाश्वताय नमः। ॐ खण्डपरशवे नमः। ॐ अजाय नमः। ॐ पाशविमोचकाय नमः। ॐ मृडाय नमः। ॐ पशुपतये नमः। ॐ देवाय नमः। ॐ महादेवाय नमः। ॐ अव्ययाय नमः। ॐ हरये नमः। ॐ पूषदन्तभिदे नमः। ॐ अव्यग्राय नमः। ॐ दक्षाध्वरहराय नमः। ॐ हराय नमः। ॐ भगनेत्रभिदे नमः। ॐ अव्यक्ताय नमः। ॐ सहस्राक्षाय नमः। ॐ सहस्रपादे नमः। ॐ अपवर्गप्रदाय नमः। ॐ अनन्ताय नमः। ॐ तारकाय नमः। ॐ परमेश्वराय नमः। श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिवाय नमो नमः। ॐ तन्महेशाय विद्महे वाग्विशुद्धाय धीमहि तन्न शिव प्रचोदयात्। ॐ सर्वस्याप्ति सर्वस्य जित्यै सर्वमेव तेनाप्नोति सर्वं जयति। श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिवाय नमो नमः। कर्पूर नीराजनं सन्दर्शयामि। रक्षान्धारयामि। देवदेवोत्तम देवता सार्वभौम अखिलांड कोटि ब्रह्मांड नायक श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिवाय नमः। चतुर्वेद प्रिय चतुर्वेदमवधारय। हरि ओम। अग्निमीळे पुरोहितं यज्ञस्य देवं ऋत्विजं होतारं रत्नधातामं। हरि ओम हरि ओम। ईशे त्वोर्जे त्वा वायवस्थोपायवस्थदेवो वस्तविता प्रार्पयतु श्रेष्ठतमाय कर्मणे। हरि ओम हरि ओम। अग्न आयाहि वीतये गृणानो हव्यदातये निहोता सच्चि बर्हिषि। हरि ओम हरि ओम। षण्णो देवीरभिष्टयापो भवन्तु पीतये संयोरभिस्रवन्तु नः। हरि ओम। देवदेवोत्तम देवता सार्वभौम अखिलांड कोटि ब्रह्मांड नायक श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिवाय नमः। आगम श्लोक प्रिय आगम श्लोकानवधारय। कैलास दक्षिणे श्रृंगे नानाश्चर्य समन्विते प्रवृद्धवट वृक्षोत्थ छायाच्छन्नेति विस्तृते व्याघ्रचर्म परिधाने पीठे रत्नोपशोभिते देवदानव गन्धर्व सिद्धविद्याधरादिभिः सेव्यमानं महादेवं श्रीकण्ठं विश्वनायकम्। देवदेवोत्तम देवता सार्वभौम अखिलांड कोटि ब्रह्मांड नायक श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिवाय नमो नमः। स्तोत्र प्रिय स्तोत्रमवधारय। श्रीकान्तद्रुहिणोपमन्युतपना स्कन्देन्द्र नद्यादयः प्राचीना गुरवोऽपि यस्य करुणा लेशाद्गता गौरवम् तं सर्वादिगुरुं मनोज्ञवपुषं मन्दस्मितालङ्कृतं चिन्मुद्राङ्कितं पाणिनलिनं चित्ते शिवं कुर्महे शिवाय रुद्राय शिवार्चिताय महानुभावाय महेश्वराय सोमाय सूक्ष्माय सुरेश्वराय शोणाद्रिनाथाय नमः शिवाय दिक्पालनाथाय विभावनाय चन्द्रार्धचूडाय सनातनाय संसारदुःखार्नवतारणाय शोणाद्रिनाथाय नमः शिवाय जगन्निवासाय जगद्धिताय सेनानिनाथाय जयप्रदाय पूर्णाय पुण्याय पुरातनाय शोणाद्रिनाथाय नमः शिवाय वागीशवन्द्याय वरप्रदाय कुमार्धदेहाय गणेश्वराय चन्द्रार्कवैश्वानरलोचनाय शोणाद्रिनाथाय नमः शिवाय रथाधिरूढाय रसाधराय वेदाश्वयुक्ताय विधिस्तुताय चन्द्रार्कचक्राय शशिप्रभाय शोणाद्रिनाथाय नमः शिवाय विरिञ्चिसारथ्यविराजिताय गिरीन्द्रचापाय गिरीश्वराय फालाग्निनेत्राय फणीश्वराय शोणाद्रिनाथाय नमः शिवाय गोविन्दबाणाय गुणत्रयाय विश्वस्य नाथाय वृषध्वजाय पुरस्य विध्वंसन दीक्षिताय शोणाद्रिनाथाय नमः शिवाय जरादिवर्ज्याय जटाधराय अचिन्त्यरूपाय हरिप्रियाय भक्तस्य पापौघविनाशनाय शोणाद्रिनाथाय नमः शिवाय देवदेवोत्तम देवता सार्वभौम अखिलांड कोटि ब्रह्मांड नायक श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिवशक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिवाय नमः द्राविड वेद प्रिय द्राविड वेदमवधारय शिवा त्रिचित्रम्बलम् தோடுடைய செவியன் விடையேறிவோர் தூவன் மதிசூடி காடுடைய சுடலை பொடி பூசியன் உள்ளங்கவர் கல்வன் ஏடுடைய மலரான் முனை நாட்பணிந்தேத்த அருள் செய்த பீடுடைய பிரமாபுரம் மேவிய பெம்மானிவனன்றே சிவா திருச்சிற்றம்பலம் देवदेवोत्तमं देवता सार्वभौमम् अखिलांड कोटि ब्रह्मांड नायकं श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति समेतं श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिवम् अष्टपुष्पैरभ्यर्च्य अष्टपुष्पैरभ्यर्च्य इंटरनेट प्रॉब्लम रे क्या मोटा जूम रूम उद्दा 1+80 అవునా హాట్‌పాట్ ஆர்த்தி ஆர்த்தி பண்ணுமான்னு கேக்குறாங்க எஸ்ன்னு சொல்லியிருக்கேன் ॐ तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चन्द्रतारकं नेमा विद्युतो भाति कुतोऽयमग्निः तमेव भान्तमनुभाति सर्वं तस्य भासा सर्वमिदं विभाति तन्महेशाय विद्महे वाग्विशुद्धाय धीमहि तन्नः शिवः प्रचोदयात् हंसाय विद्महे परमहंसाय धीमहि तन्नो हंस प्रचोदयात् श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिवाय नमः सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमो नमः कर्पूर नीराजनं संदर्शयामि रक्षान् धारयामि शोणाद्रीशावताराय ज्योतिस्तंभस्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम् तत्त्वज्ञानप्रदाताय नित्यानन्देश्वररूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम् मूलप्रकृतिरूपाय परमशिवेश्वरूपिणे शक्तिस्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम् दण्डत्रिशूलहस्ताय कालकालस्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम् आदिपूज्याय देवाय सकृत्पूर्णत्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम् सर्वाभयविनाशकाय शत्रुसंहाररूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम् योगभट्टाभिषिक्ताय राजसन्न्यासधारिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम् सार्वभौमैकवत्याय राजराजार्चिताय च श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम् मङ्गलम् कल्पवृक्षाय मङ्गलम् ज्ञानदायिने परमशिवाय श्रीनित्यानन्देश्वराय मङ्गलम् मङ्गलम् श्रीविद्याम्बायै मङ्गलम् कामदायिन्यै सर्वमङ्गलदात्री नित्यानन्देश्वर्यै मङ्गलम् मङ्गलम् गुरुदेवाय मोक्षमूलाय मङ्गलम् परमावताराय नित्यानन्दाय गुरवे मङ्गलम् त्वं स्मृतमहं धन्य मम प्राणमहेश्वर गङ्गाधर नामेति स्तोत्रस्थानं ददाम्यहम् हरिः ओम् तत्सत् सर्वं भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव पादुकार्पणमस्तु। ओम नित्यानंदम्।
understand, I wanted you to know some of the basic truths. When Buddha declared, life is suffering, when I read that statement first, I said, no, what is this? This fellow, such a pessimist. Starting with a statement, life is suffering. Now, I agree with Buddha with all respects. Unless you learn that word first, you do not develop perseverance. Man do not develop vyavasayatmika buddhi, perseverance, unless he understands that statement. Life is suffering. Life is dukkha. See, the big problem is, when you feel life is joy, when you believe life is joy, you tend to wander. You take up one project. Suddenly you feel the other project glitters more. The other side is more greenery. Wow. I think that life is more joyful, more green, more shining, more palabala. Let me jump. You jump there. From there, when you look at the other side, wow, that looks more shiny, more beautiful, more powerful, great. Let me jump there. You jump there. Markada Vairagya. In Sanskrit, we have a word called renunciation of the monkey. Monkey renounces one branch to catch other branch, but it doesn't stay with that branch. Within 2 seconds, it catches some other branch and renounces this branch also. Margada Vairagya. Renunciation of the monkey. No? When Bhagavan Buddha says, life is suffering, his first statement is that only. Life is dukkha. Suffering. I attest, I second his opinion. Only when you understand life is suffering, you learn perseverance. When you take up a project, when you face suffering, you'll understand, hey, life is suffering. Let me stand with this suffering, with this project and see the end of it. Truth is life is joy. Fact is life is suffering. Till you experience truth, better be with fact. Vyavasayatmika buddhi keha gurunantana. Perseverance. In any level, in any project, whether it is the inner world or outer world. Understand, even living enlightenment is a project. Jivan Mukti is a project. You take it up. It's a project, you take it up. To achieve the end of it in the initial level,
Nityanandam to all the participants that are joining us more and more right now. In just a few more minutes, we are going to be entering the most awaited part of our day, which is the darshan. All of us are going to be having the darshan. I know all of us are excitedly, eagerly waiting for this moment, and the moment is here. Very, very shortly, we are going to be having the darshan of Ashwarudhamurti and Gurumurti forms of Paramashiva. We request everyone to please come and settle down. Take a few minutes, quickly come and settle down. Request everyone. To all the participants that are here, we all just listened to this amazing session where Swamiji revealed about the truth of how life is joy. Today's darshan, all of us are going to be receiving a very, very powerful initiation that any so-called pain or suffering that we inflict upon ourselves, Swamiji is going to be completely healing us from all of that, liberating us from all obsessive compulsive patterns, all types of pain, suffering, everything in us. And I am sure this is one sign that each of you will not want your loved ones to miss. We just have less than 20 minutes. I see many of you nodding your head. Yes. Okay. We have just 20 minutes. Still not late. I request every one of you to quickly reach out to any of your friends, family members. Darshan is starting in less than 20 minutes for all of us. So come on, let us all take this few minutes. Whoever you care for, you love, you see them suffer. See so many situations, so many different ways. Life in the modern world, people go through depression, suffering, and so many things, right? This is the best gift you can give them at this point in time. Just reach out to your friends, family members, reach out to them, share with them about today's initiation and invite them. We have posted the link to every one of you in the chat. The right link to invite them is posted. I see many of you have posted about how you clicked with this session, this satsang that Swamiji just revealed. Understand, the biggest delusion that all of us are consciously, continuously put by society again and again is the belief that we all have pain, we all have to suffer in life. Today is the best boon Swamiji is giving us. Swamiji is literally liberating us from all kinds of pain and suffering in life. Do not miss this. Do not let your loved ones miss this. We will give you all 5 minutes or so. Quickly inform any of your friends, family members that you want them to join. You all can confirm back to us in the chat once we inform them, so that we will have our team immediately send them the join link. Yes, yesterday many of you had registered. I just want to confirm back to all the participants, you cannot send the email you received to them, because they will not be able to join with that. They will all be receiving a unique code using which they will be able to sign in. So do not send your email to them. You can only send the link. We have posted the links in the respective Zoom chats. So please send that to your family members and friends so that they can join with that. The darshan is starting very, very soon, so do not miss it. You all can take a few minutes, reach out to them. We request everyone to get ready. See, today's darshan is very, 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 very special. You know why? today, every one of us, see, we all have been learning about the pains and sufferings and how pain is a lie and how we can go beyond the pains, beyond these sufferings. None of these sufferings can even touch us. We have been learning about all of this. But many times when we are stuck with our own patterns or like going through some really tough time, unless you remember this powerful cognition, and if you're being logical, okay, whenever I'm going to declare now, and from now I'm going to keep cognizing like this, and then but at that time it takes some effort. Let's honestly just see our life, right? Many times it takes some effort from your side that, okay, you have to again cognize this powerful cognition. But of course, the powerful cognition will pull you out of that suffering. But what if I told you, without this logical way of existence, just through the most powerful, sweetest way of our existence, which is by intense feeling, connection, and devotion, this suffering, this pain, or whatever you feel you are going through, you can just get rid of them. Not just get rid of them, you will feel they would be redundant, and you will be experiencing how Paramashiva himself comes down for each one of us. He himself does everything that we want. Literally, the power of devotion in the most delicious way. Your life will become magical. Today's darshan is so special because the deity's darshan, whose darshan we are going to be having, is that manifestation of Paramashiva who went to great lengths out of his unconditional love and highest commitment, highest integrity, Tyaga, for the devotee who is devoted to him. Anyone that is sitting here, I see so many of you smiling widely right now. Understand, each one of us need to remember this. If you are having this smile, this connection with Swamiji, understand it is not just your connection, it is his commitment also. The moment you declare your integrity to him, he goes to any extent, does immense tyaga just to make sure that you are protected, just to make sure what is the best for you is manifested in your life. And today, we are going to share with you the Leela that Paramashiva played a few hundreds of years before, and even to this day, continuing to play in our lives. How he is there with each one of us. You just declare your integrity. It's like a simple integrity for us. Even if you think, Swamiji, right now, look, I'm consciously declaring my integrity to you. Again, if I fail, again, I'm going to come back and again, I'm going to compete with you. Again, I'm going to redeclare. But I am very clear from my context. I'm very clear. No matter what, even if I fail multiple times, my integrity towards you is going to be unshaken. Just one simple, for you, it will be a simple commitment. You're just going to say that too for your own self. Whether it is simple, even small Guru Vaks, whatever you want to, whatever you feel, okay, these are all my integrity to my Guru. Just you declare only that much. But he grows to great lengths, moving the planets just for you. That is why today you are here. This Leela that we are going to be listening to is the Leela of Paramashiva, how for one devotee, just one devotee, how he himself physically came down, not once, but 2 times. He took the beating on himself. To what great extent he went just for his devotee. The power of devotion
and Paramashiva's commitment to his devotees and disciples.
And today, the darshan of Ashvarudar and Guru Murti forms of Paramashiva stands reminding us of this very principle. As all of us sit here today to receive the darshan, which is about to begin in a few minutes, let us now listen to the Leela that Paramashiva played to understand his love, his compassion, what he stands for.
So are all of you ready? Shall we all listen to the story?
And in the meanwhile, I just wanted to also request all the participants. I see many of you here and very excited for darshan. That's wonderful. But also take time to reach out. If you see, look around your friends, your family members that you know are not here, quickly inform them so that they do not miss such a powerful darshan. We have less than 20 minutes for them so that they'll have enough time to receive the email and join. Please reach out to them and share with them.
See, understand, today if you're here, do not miss out this darshan. You know why? If you are here in this darshan, you can be rest assured. Paramashiva is giving you a word. He will never ever give up on you or let you down. He will always be there with you. You just take one step. You are just declaring your integrity to him. That's all. But what great lengths he will go for us, and the kind of sacrifice he will be doing for us without letting us down, without giving up on us in any and every level. How many of you want to experience this dimension? If you're here, it is Paramashiva is declaring this to you. He is committing that to you. That is why he even got you here.
Yes. And now we will take you all a little back in time to understand this love of Paramashiva. This is around 650 CE. And this is a story of a great master, Manika Vasagar. He was born in a place called Vadavur, 7 miles from the city of Madurai, present-day Madurai in southern India, on the banks of Vaigai River in the Pandyan kingdom. His father was called as Shambhu Padacharya and his mother was Shivajnana Vadikar. And from his young age, he was well known for his devotion to Paramashiva and the way he saw Paramashiva in everyone around him. And the way brilliance and the way he just everything, this attracted the attention of the ruler, King Harimardana Pandyan, who was a Pandyan king ruling at that time. And Harimardana Pandyan coronates Manika Vasagar as the minister and honors him with the title called Tennavan Brahmarayan. And he was also known by the name Vadavura.
Everything is going fine, and he is there as a minister in the king's palace. Once, this Pandya king, Harimardana Pandyan, sends Manika Vasagar with a lot of money to purchase horses for the army, the state army. Manika Vasagar started on the journey, and he was very deeply devoted to Paramashiva. So on his way, when he's going towards a place called as Tiruperundurai, he hears some kirtan on Paramashiva, then he goes there. A young man, well-built, young Paramashiva, that he is in the form of a young sadhu sitting under the Kurundai Maram, the Kurundai tree, with all his disciples, the Ganas, Paramashiva Ganas, sitting as his disciples around him. And somehow The moment Manikavasagar's eyes fell on this sadhu, he could not move any further. He just drops whatever he has. He gets so deeply connected. He is not able to take his eyes off the sadhu.
And the moment Manikavasagar's eyes met that of Paramashiva's, and Paramashiva's eyes met that of Manikavasagar's, that moment, it just clicked into him. Manikavasagar experienced that oneness, that ultimate Paramadvaita Anubhuti with Paramashiva. He decided, he realized the futility of everything else. He realized this is what he was searching for all this while. And he immediately just decides to surrender himself to Paramashiva.
And whatever money Manikavasagar got from the king, all the money that the king had sent with him for buying horses for the state army, he uses all that money. He feels that everything else is just like meaningless. Paramashiva is here. He builds a temple. He uses all that money to build temple for Paramashiva. And this goes on and days pass by. Manikavasagar is not able to move from there. He is just deeply surrendered to Paramashiva, and Paramashiva initiates Manikavasagar.
And Manikavasagar, lost in that bliss, he just like really raises in love in Swamiji's words. He raises in love with Paramashiva. And that experience, it becomes so intense. He literally becomes a sannyasi living with Paramashiva, sitting at his feet and receiving that enlightenment under that Kurundai Maram. But now this matter gets reported to the king. The king is waiting for his minister to come back with the horses. So now King Arimardana Pandian, concerned, sends a letter to Manikavasagar and orders Manikavasagar to see him at once. Immediately Manikavasagar goes to Paramashiva. Paramashiva playfully tells Manikavasagar, don't worry, you go and I will come with the horses. I will be there on Avani Moolam. You go in advance, I will come there. You please go and tell the king that Avani Moolam, the horses will come.
So Paramashiva gives a date in Tamil calendar date. He gives this date of Avani Moolam. And he says, you go now and I myself will come. Understand any difficulty, anything that you might be facing. Remember this. You just leave everything to Paramashiva. He himself will come. So he gives this word to Manikavasagar and gives a diamond also to Manikavasagar. Manikavasagar takes this diamond and goes and tells the king that the horses will come on Avani Moolam. So just 2 days before the Avani Moolam, there's no sign of any horses coming. The king gets extremely furious. He feels that Manikavasagar has cheated him. Only 2 days are left and he feels that this fellow has cheated and takes him and puts him in the jail and starts torturing him.
And Manikavasagar gets tortured. The king continues to literally give all kind of punishments to him, saying that you have cheated me. But exactly on the occasion of Avani Moolam, the Tamil calendar, Hindu calendar Avani Moolam, Paramashiva comes as Ashwarudha Murti. He comes gracefully with all the horses. He brings all the horses and he comes on the morning of Avani Moolam. Paramashiva himself assumes a very graceful form. That form is what is called as Ashwarudha Murti, the one who's on the horses, Ashwarudhas.
But there's a catch. Paramashiva is not going to let his devotee to get tortured like that, and he's not going to be okay with that. Understand? Life can never be unfair with us, especially when we are Paramashiva's disciples. When he is there physically with us, nobody can cause any kind of suffering. He will never let that happen. Because this is the same thing he did even with Manikavasagar. When Manikavasagar, with that utmost surrender, the deep surrender and trust, when Guru has stood, when Paramashiva, who himself has come down as Guru Murti, and he has given this word, that's all. No log, whether beyond logic, he knows it is going to happen. So he just takes that word and goes and tells the king. But the king has put Manikavasagar in jail. He's torturing. Even though 2 more days are left for Animulam to come, just because the king is not able to see any sign, so he puts and starts torturing Manikavasagar. So Paramashiva plays his Leela. He converts all the jackals and foxes from the forest. He converts all of them into horses, brings those horses. He himself comes down as the person who's managing all these horses, in a very well-built, handsome form. He comes down, takes all these jackals and foxes that are converted into horses and brings them to the king's palace. King is delighted seeing that so many horses has come. Then he realizes, okay, so this Manikavasagar did not lie to me. He tells like that and apologizes, says sorry to Manikavasagar and releases him first. But that same night, all these horses, all these jackals and foxes that is now converted into horses, all of them convert back into foxes and jackals and eats of all other horses that are there in the stable.
Swamiji beautifully tells, Name bhaktah pranashyati, my devotees do not perish, and never any suffering or anything can befall on any of his devotees. And it is not just now. Since time immemorial, Paramashiva does not let any of his devotees suffer. So the moment that night, on the night of Avanimul, suddenly the king hears the howling of wolves and he hears the jackals and he's shocked and he rushes out and sees, wherever the horses were, in place of horses, it's all changed into foxes and wolves.
And not just that, even the previous horses that were there in the stable are now gone because these wolves have eaten them up. And God gets, the king is extremely furious, angry. Immediately, he drags Manikavasagar and puts him in the jail, starts torturing him. And he takes Manikavasagar to the Vaigai river in the hot sand, punishes Manikavasagar. Understand, Paramashiva can never tolerate even one suffering caused to any of his devotees. Immediately, Paramashiva responds by flooding the whole Vaigai river. The Vaigai river gets flooded. Sorry. So now the whole Vaigai river gets flooded and immediately the king orders all the citizens, all of you go and start building a bank. He thinks that just human force can stand with Paramashiva's force. Understand, Paramashiva will never let us down at any cost. This king tried torturing Manikavasagar, who was deeply connected to Paramashiva. And immediately, this is how Paramashiva responded, flooded the whole Vaigai river. The king orders and starts pressurizing all the citizens, go and build an embankment.
And here comes another beautiful Leela. The whole happening of this whole thing, in the midst of this, Paramashiva also wants to attend. He wants to shower his love to one of his fond devotees named Vandi, an old grandmother who lives in the city of Madurai. She makes her livelihood a very humble, a poor lady. She makes her livelihood by just every day feeding put. Put is a traditional Hindu Tamil dish that she offers to people. Every day, her service, her seva to Paramashiva is, first thing, she will feed Paramashiva. Second, she will feed Paramashiva's devotee, and everyone else she will be offering the pitta to. And seeing the Vandi's devotion, Paramashiva comes and plays a very beautiful leela with her.
So the Vaigai river is flooding, and as she was mentioning, at the same time, Paramashiva wants to play his leela in not just one devotee, but multiple of his devotees' lives. So he comes down again. He sees that this king is not even like he's become so egoistic and arrogant. He doesn't even see that there's old lady, nothing. He orders everyone and forces everyone to build an embankment. And this old lady, Vandi, who was there, who's very deeply connected to Paramashiva, she starts going and crying to Paramashiva, "Oh, Paramashiva, you are there for me. I neither have a son, I don't have anyone else. Who is going to come and build embankment from my side? What to do? If I don't do, the king is going to punish me. You take care." She just leaves the whole thing to Paramashiva. So Paramashiva comes down. So now two things are there. One, he has to fulfill Vandi's wish, and he also wants to show Manikavasagar's glory to the world and wants justice to Manikavasagar. So he doesn't want to let him also down. So Paramashiva comes as a young man, goes to Vandi's house and says, "I will go and do the embankment on your behalf." Vandi is so elated. A young boy is coming and he is saying that he will do it. And Vandi asks, "Okay, so will you go and do for me?" He says, "Yes, but there's a condition. You should give me a coolie. You need to give me some amount for which I'm going to go." And she's like, "I don't have any income. Only one thing I have is this putta that I make, and I offer to my Paramashiva, and I feed all the people that come here. I don't have any other income." So this young boy says that, "Okay, then feed me." And he sits, eats nicely, eats Vandi's the putta nicely, and goes to the Vaigai river. Instead of going and working there or building the embankment, he goes and lies down nicely and starts resting in samadhi, in such deep samadhi. The king is walking there to inspect, okay, if everyone is doing properly or not. He spots this young boy, and that too blissfully sleeping. He's not able to tolerate. So he straight takes his staff that he's holding, the sengol that the king was holding, and goes and hits Paramashiva at the back. So the young boy at his back. At that moment, Paramashiva was in such deep oneness. This hit by the sengol of the king was felt by every creature, including the babies that were in the womb, the king, the ministers, every single being, animals. Everybody felt that lash on their back. The king immediately collapsed. His delusions disappeared. His arrogance just broke. He realized it is none other than Paramashiva who has come down. He realizes what he has done. He realizes the glory of Manikavasagar, for whom Paramashiva himself came down, gave him the darshan, physical darshan as Guru. And not just that, when something from outside tried troubling him, he himself assured him, came physically with the horses, taught a lesson to the king. When injustice was inflicted upon Manikavasagar, made the whole Vaigai river flood. And he himself came down again and built the embankment. Came down in the reason to build an embankment, but taught the lesson to the king and showed the glory of Manikavasagar to the world. The king's arrogance collapsed, his ego was shattered, delusions disappeared. And Paramashiva gave darshan in his original form, graced every being, and gave a commitment to the world that no matter what, if you are just connected to Paramashiva, that is enough. Whatever, even what you think as the worst suffering, even at that point, he will never leave you. He will never give up on you. He will be holding your hand, being with you in every moment, being with you, doing the leelas, moving the planets, converting horses into wolves, wolves into horses, playing all this leela, and never letting even one suffering, 1 inch of suffering to touch you.
Such is the Leela of Paramashiva. Such is the compassion of the Guru. It doesn't just end here, it goes on. There's a lot to tell. But, the whole story just embodies to us, reminds us about how Paramashiva, how his love is overflowing. It doesn't have any prerequisites. It doesn't have anything. Just our simple surrender, simple devotion, and simple integrity. That is all is needed. Later on, Paramashiva himself comes down to even write the composition of Manika Vasagar, and whatever Manika Vasagar was revealing, that whole, he sings about Paramashiva, Thiruvasagam, all that Paramashiva himself comes down as in the form of a Brahmin and writes on. It's a very beautiful Leela that goes on. But Manika Vasagar with his physical body merges into Paramashiva in the form of Nataraja.
Understand, Manika Vasagar had just this one simple integrity and deep feeling connection. Just sit with that space. Today, each one of us are handpicked and chosen because Paramashiva is assuring us, no matter what you go through, even if you feel that the whole world is doing injustice to you, don't worry. I am there with you. I am protecting you, and I will not just liberate you, but give you the ultimate justice also. If Paramashiva wanted, day one, Paramashiva could have just sent the horses. The king would have simply released the Manika Vasagar from jail. But that is not what Paramashiva wanted. That alone would not show Manika Vasagar's glory. Only when this entire Leela is done, now the world, even to this day, each of us are remembering Manika Vasagar. Every time we remember this Leela, we remember Manika Vasagar also. Understand, whatever tough times, whatever difficult things, anything that you're going through in your life, remember this one thing. Even this is one more Leela of Paramashiva. Swamiji is doing this in our lives just so that tomorrow even you can have a sweet experience, this Leela that you can cherish and enjoy. If everything happens just normally, straightforward, then will you be even be able to see the Leela of Paramashiva? Only each of you remember and see. All of us will only remember, okay, this is a tough thing I was just battling with, and exactly how Swamiji manifested for me and lifted me out of this, or he did this magic, this miracle. Correct? Understand? So anything that you are going through, even if you think, oh my God, why is this happening in my life? It is happening because Paramashiva just wants to tell you, hey, even if all this happens, I am just showing you that I am with you. Don't worry. Any worst thing, anything, even if you feel, oh my God, I have no solution. He's like, relax. I am there with you. I am here continuously with you, and I will move everything for you. This experiencing this love current of Paramashiva, experiencing the power of devotion and his commitment to each one of us is today's darshan. Today's darshan, the murtis that we are going to be having the darshan of is Guru Murti, the exact form in which Paramashiva was sitting, and what Manikavasagar just saw once and fell in love with. That's the darshan of Bhagavan Gurumurti and Ashwaruda Murti, the form through which Paramashiva came down, converted the wolves into horses and horses back into wolves. All these are nothing but his love statements to us, his commitment that he is showing to us. So many thousands of years passed, but even now, he's continuing to do the same thing in all our lives. I can see so many of you widely smiling and sitting. I know each of us are now remembering that sweet way how Swamiji did the same thing to us and continuing to do that in our lives.
And today, all of us are literally going to be receiving this exact experience during the darshan. I request all of you, all the participants, to settle down and get ready for the darshan. Let us all get ready to be showered with this auspicious, powerful experience. I request all of you to please be seated in front of the camera. We're all going to now be entering into the preparation for the darshan. And just want to remind all the participants quickly, please make sure you're all visible in the camera, and please make sure that your name is put fully. Ma Teng, Hang, Ma Nirantarananda, and Ma Jeeli. I request all of you to come back and settle down in front of the cameras, please. Manju Israni, Ma Lakshmi. Can I request everybody to please sit up? This is a very, very powerful darshan that all of us are going to be having. Do not miss this, and this whole space is very sacred. So please make sure you're sitting straight. If you have your Atmalinga, please bring them. I request everybody to settle down in the camera. Ma Triveni Satish, can I request you to please settle down in the camera? We are going to be having the darshan starting very soon. So want to make sure that all the participants are ready for receiving today's initiation. During the darshan, see, today, especially this initiation, Swamiji is going to be completely liberating us from all the obsessive compulsive patterns that we carry in us. And when Swamiji's eyes falls on it, all that pain, suffering, everything will completely be erased from our inner space. So
I see some of you asking if is 2-3 of you are asking if today's darshan is live darshan. Yes, this is a live darshan that we are going to be having.
So I request everybody to, I'm seeing some of you putting, okay, please do not go a step away from the camera at this moment, because our digital securities will be moving all the participants who are not in the camera into the waiting room. So please do not miss. All of you, please settle down. If you have Atmalinga, please bring your Atmalingas. Ma Sophie, Ma Jean, Ma Griauli. I'm still seeing some of the participants are not in the camera. Please, can I request everyone to settle down, please? Ma Pari and Ma Anabastus. Yes, please can I request every one of you to settle down and avoid having virtual backgrounds. Nityananda, Ma Dharmadarananda. And if you have your Atmalinga, please bring your Atmalingas. Ma Aniyakaliya, Ma Nitya Atma Prima, please could you have your camera be more visible in the camera, Ma?
Ma Juana Cabrera, I just want to confirm, are you driving, Ma? We request if any of you are driving, please, either if you can park your car aside, then fine, but while driving, do not be here, because you should This is for your own safety. So if you are driving the car, please do not be logged into the session. If you want to attend the darshan, then we request you to please park your car somewhere. Okay, you are not driving. Okay, thank you, Ma. Thank you, Ma Juana Cabrera. If you are not driving, then fine, no problem. We request everyone, please come and settle down.
Now, let us all get ready to receive this powerful darshan of the forms of Paramashiva. Please sit straight with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Connecting to Paramashiva, Swamiji, the very embodied form of Paramashiva. Now let us chant the Dhyana Shloka of the Gurumurti form of Paramashiva. अचल उपरि शृङ्गे शुभयोगासनस्तु धवलममलवर्णं चैव वक्त्रं त्रिनेत्रं करगतशुचि सर्पपुस्तकज्ञानसमुद्रं मुनिनपद्मयुग्मं दक्षिणामूर्तिमीडे. This verse describes the form of Guru Murti. The Guru's lotus eyes are represented by the Hum, the individual manifest of the self or Shakti, and Sa, the universal unmanifest self. He is the divine cause of the universe. He, of his own being's independent will, manifests as the effulgent cosmic rays into the infinite embodied forms to uplift the world. He is supremely free. His form is imperishable. Manifested living deity, he is eternal and all-pervading. Meditate and be absorbed into the lotus form of Guru. Now, in this very space, let us all get ready to receive the darshan.
Om Jnananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Jnananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda 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 Paramashivoham. Om
You unmuted yourself?
Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda 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 Paramashivoham. Om Jnananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda 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 Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda
Samjikam.
test temples.
Prashant Maharaj, this is audio testing. Still not yet started. Wait, please wait, Nityananda.
Again.